Hello guys, in this lesson we will learn about how we calculate a brick in a wall. And before I started, let me introduce you by myself. My name is Hamza Imran. I'm a civil engineer and I have a master's degree in civil engineering. In this lecture you will learn about how we calculate a brick in walls, and I will teach you the same method I use when I calculate a brick in my projects. So let's get started. First of all, we need some important consideration when we want to calculate the number of bricks in a wall. The first consideration is the thickness of the wall. If the thickness is less than or equal 25 centimeter, we measure it with a meter square measurement. If the thickness greater than 25 centimeter, we measure it with a cubic meter. We need to detect all openings, detect half the area volume of arch, detect all concrete elements in the wall. Usually facades are measured by area and separate item for each brick type. Now let's talk about standard brick size. So what is the standard dimensions of the standard size of a brick in United Kingdom is 250 mm long, 102.5 mm wide and 65 mm height. After mortar, the dimension will be 225 mm long, 112.5 mm wide and 75 mm height. So the mortar increased the size by 10 mm. The question is now, which brick size dimension should I use in my calculation, before mortar or after mortar? Take guys 5 seconds to think about this question and try to answer it. The answer is after mortar, because the after mortar will present the reality of the wall and how it built. Example. Let's take our first example. Consider the following 1 meter by 1 meter wall. Calculate the number of bricks needed to build this wall. Answer. We need to calculate the area of the wall. The area of the wall is 1 by 1, which equal 1 meter square. We need to know the area of a brick. The area of a brick is long multiplied by height, which equal 0.225 meter, multiplied by 0.075 meter, which equal 0.0168 meter square. The number of bricks is equal the area of the wall over the area of the brick, which equal 1 divided by 0.168. This equals 60 brick. But we have important question and topic we should emphasize and consider when we calculate the number of bricks in the wall. The type of bond. What type of bond this wall is made of. So why I mentioned type of bond in the previous example. Usually if the thickness of wall in the drawing is 225 mm, which equal 1 brick thickness wall, the number of a brick needed to build 1 meter will be doubled for all types of bond. That means 60 multiplied by 2, which equal 120 brick for each 1 meter square. While if thickness of wall is 112.5, this equal half brick thick wall. The number of bricks which are needed to build a wall is different for each types of bond. Now let's talk about the types of bond commonly used in building a wall. There are 4 types of bond. The first one is structure, the second one is header, the third one is English, and the fourth one is Flemish. Brickwork bonds are net quantities per meter square. Type of bond. In the structure bond, usually if the thickness of wall is half a brick thick wall, the number of brick we need is 60. In the header, half a brick wall is 120. English 90 for half a brick wall, and Flemish is 80. While if the thickness of wall is 1 brick thick wall, all the numbers of a brick need to build a wall for each meter square is equal for all types of bond. Detailed example. The following building is one floor building. calculate the bricks need to build the wall in this building. Assumption: the internal wall thickness is half a brick wall and the bond type is structure. The external wall thickness is one brick wall and the bond type is English. All windows dimensions are 1 by 1 meter. All door dimensions are 2.1 by 1 meter. So we have this building which consists of one floor. It has this dimension 17 for the length, 10 for the wide. We have 2 doors and 2 windows. This internal is has a thickness of half a brick with the structure bond. The external have a thickness of 1 brick with English bond. Because in the previous example we have 2 types of bond, the structure and the English. In the internal wall, the thickness of the brick was half a brick thick wall, and the type of bond is structure. So we need 60 brick for each meter square for internal wall. For external wall, we have the thickness of the wall is 1 brick thick wall, and the type of bond is English. So we need 120 for each meter square of this wall. This is the example. As you can see, we have 17 wall, 2 17 wall, we have 2 10 wall, and we have 1 10 internal wall, 1 10 internal wall. This one, 2 17 wall, 2 17 external wall, 2 10 external wall, and 1 10 internal wall. This is the 17 and this is the 10 and that. Now we will calculate the area. For external wall, because we have 2 17 with the height of 3 with the length of 17, the area will be 102. We will deduct the windows and doors. We have 2 windows in the 17 length walls, and we have 1 doors in them. So the area of the windows and doors is 2 for windows and 2.1 for doors. So we would deduct 102 and subtract it from 2 and 2.1 will be 97.9. For another length of external wall, which is 10, we will multiply it by height 3 and with the number 2, so the area will be 60. We don't have any deduction area for there, so there will be just 60 total area after deduction. For internal wall, we have the length of it is 10, we have the height is 3, we have number is 1, so it will be 30, and we have 1 door in it, so the area of 1 door is 2.1, so we would subtract 30 by 2.1 would be 27.9. Now the total area for external wall will be 97.9 plus 60, which equal 157.9 meters square. The brick needed for external wall will be 157.9 multiplied by 120, and the total will be 18,948 bricks. The total area for internal wall is 27.9. The total brick needed will be 27.9 multiplied by 60 will be 1,674 bricks. The total brick needs for all the floor will be 20,622. Now, assignment for this lecture: calculate the number of bricks of internal wall if the bond type is Flemish in this wall. I just want you guys to calculate this wall, but this time instead of structure bond will be Flemish bond, and then has the same thickness, which is half a brick wall. And leave your answer in the comment below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make a like and share, and also subscribe for this channel for future video. and I hope you guys enjoy this lecture, and thank you guys for everything.